What's going on, Internet? And welcome to another ARFCOM review.
Wow.
Today, we are going to be reviewing the Taurus TH9. It is a full-size 9mm single-action, double-action pistol, as we've coined it, the HK you have at home.
I call it the SIG you have at home. Damn.
Well, it's all your preference. It's expensive handgun you have at home. Before we get into our review of our experience, we will go ahead and get a quick word from our sponsor.
Today's video is sponsored by Vault Pro, proudly manufacturing the finest American-made safes, vault doors, safe rooms, and storm shelters, and by Double Black. Double Black's all-American-made 416R stainless barrels are threaded half by 28 and button rifled at a 1 in 10 twist, so you can shoot cast, plated, or jacketed ammo. They are ready to use with no hand fitting required, and a thread protector is included. And finally, from the genius that brought you the Bushmaster firearm, comes the Hydra Mark 15, the ultimate weapon platform. Modular, versatile, and mission-driven, the Hydra Mark 15 quick and easy caliber changes give you a whole lot of options without costing you a whole lot of money.
So, this is a complicated review for me. I will say, when this thing came in the box and I pulled it out, I loved it. To be honest, I did my research. This is like $389 on MSRP, and while totally not looking up on gun deals for AR15.com, I saw this for like $260.
Dude.
And I was there sitting upstairs in our studio playing with this guy, and like, there's no way this is $260.
$260.
And like, not like on government contract or Blue Label or like bulk buy with your buddies in a crate somewhere from some shady country. Like, you can go to a store and buy this for $260. Like, it was.
You can get 6 of these instead of an iPhone 15.
Made out of titanium. So it is feature rich. I will say this: it does have ambidextrous everything, including ambidextrous trigger. So it's a safety and decocker that's frame mounted. It does have a slide lock, slide release on both sides, and then the magazine release, which was a little stiff, it like rotates. It's a very weird magazine release, but it is there in the correct portion, not one of those like trigger guard mounted ones. It is accessible by either side. It does have a full length 1913 Picatinny rail on the bottom for lights, full steel sights, and then your trigger, which is pretty cool.
5.4 pound single action?
Yes.
Yep.
And then it was like 9 on double.
Yeah.
It's kind of a long travel. We talked about this. You were mentioning this, that it's both like, if you're not resetting the trigger, both the single and the double action feels like it's a lot of travel.
The double action on most, like,
oh sure,
dude, even my Shadow 2, like the how far forward the trigger is, I feel like I'm just like,
you're like using all of the space in the trigger. Like,
for it. Yeah. But it's
but off a reset, it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's a very nice. You'll get a very nice little audible click for it, which is super cool.
Yeah.
It just.
The decocker also gives you a very nice audible click.
Yeah, the decocker is the scariest. We did test the decocker. We sat there because you did it.
Yeah,
in the office, and all three of us like freaked out. We were like, "Oh, dog!" Like
pulling triggers or what? But I mean, even now, we got the magazine in there. It's still. I mean, it's gotten a little bit quieter, but
I mean,
that's
yeah.
It's kind of a little violent, right?
Make you pucker.
Where we have a 226 here as well.
What, like, you can write it down.
Like it, yeah.
To be fair, like the lever on that, you can write it down.
You can write it down 100%.
I liked the pistol. Right out of the box, I thought the features were really cool. I liked that there was a lot more metal on this gun than plastic. The plastic did not feel like crap, which is typically what happens with cheaper pistols. Also, the texture on the pistol.
It's not bad. It's enough to where like you get a good grip on it, but it's not going to rub you raw.
It's not like first run of the M&P 2.0s where it's like 100 grit sandpaper. It's not that.
Yep. 17 round Mechgar mags.
Yeah, I think it came with 2.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it came with 2. It's got a place for the lanyard.
Right?
For those of you that care. There's some guys that are like real diehards about that. But I don't know, like everything about the gun, it was a really smooth action. Right out of the box, I was very, very impressed with it. And even when we came out to go shoot it, in standard, like what 99% of you people watching are going to do when you go to a gun range, is you stand there, you look at the target, and you try to group it, and you're shooting 1 round. Another round. Maybe 2 rounds. No issue at all. But where we ran issues, right? And you shoot CZ shadow. You've probably shot your shadow more than anything else, probably.
Yeah, probably.
What's your most shot firearm, you think, as far as pistols are concerned?
High point C9.
High point C9, and for me, it's a Gen 4 Glock. Like that's no frame mounted safety, no nothing. I did learn how to shoot on a 1911, so I have some preferences as far as frame mounted safeties go. But this guy, once you started doing, we got to try to do build drills, and we're idiots, so we do weird stuff with guns. But it got weird, and the issue we had, and we ended up actually addressing this later in the review, was any amount of downward pressure and the safety mechanism of this gun would automatically kick in and make sure you are not having...
I mean, yeah, that it is weird. And you don't really notice it, like we're saying, right? You go out, you're shooting 1, 2 at a time.
Not an issue.
We weren't noticing it. It wasn't until we tried to rapid fire, and you end up starting to really grip down on the gun. You're trying to control that group, and just, the smallest amount of pressure on that decocker would engage that safety mechanism. So... comparing it, for example, to like the 226 here, where the slide stop is in the back, the decocker's in the front, the decocker's here in the back. It's a safety / decocker, and that's really my only frustration with it. It shot accurately. I had no issues with the trigger, the good reset.
But any real pressure on that, there's like no detent, so it's loose. It will not allow the hammer to connect with the firing pin if you have pressure on it. And even I want to say like. Even worse is that it's designed similarly to how a 1911 is. It invites you to put your thumb
it's in a great position
on that spot. It's like, like gas pedal, but no.
Gas pedal, but no, for sure.
And I'll say this. I think in the firearms community, we get into a lot of discussions about how it's going to perform when you need it most.
Yeah.
But oftentimes what you need a gun to do is to not go off when you don't want it to, which there's firearm safety rules for that. And so I do think that if the mindset behind the design of this gun is safety, which is obviously they have a frame mounted safety, they have a decocker because they don't need the good old CZ decocking. You're pulling the gun on a live round or you pull the trigger to get it into double action. I understand the methodology behind it. I think it is designed for entry-level shooters or people that are new to firearms that are very uncomfortable. You got like I'm appendix carrying a Glock. Yeah. We're brave. Like we're very brave, right? There's no safeties, there's no nothing, and if you don't redo this correctly, you're gonna have a bad day or
you can like put your thumb on the it's a little bit easier to like
it is exactly right.
Yeah,
like
it's
mentally
not
you're
going
like, look, this is not going anywhere. I'm gonna have my
if you
exactly
the shirt catches it or the edge of your pants.
I get to have my back plate on my thumb, right? That's what it's there for.
This to me is something where like you could walk into a gun shop not expecting to spend any money, and then like
easily walk
$275 or $260, and you're like, my wife's gonna be pissed, but okay, like
she's not like you're sleeping on the couch pissed.
Yeah.
She's like you're gonna get a little browbeating pissed. That like it is an incredibly budget friendly gun that I think has enough safety measures into it that most people that are new to firearms, it's going to be a very easy pill to swallow. That's the easy sell. I will say this, and nobody else apparently had this issue but us, but I do like addressing it for the sake of transparency. With a thumbs forward grip under duress or when you're trying to shoot, I could not do it for the life of me without having, it's not a malfunction. It's technically the decocker working the way it's supposed to. Right. But I would incidentally, this happens a lot with people. This actually happens to me with Glocks every once in a while. I'll push up on the slide release. Or I'll hold the slide release down so it won't lock back open or it'll lock back when it's not supposed to. It happens and nobody's like, oh my God, Glocks suck for that. This is kind of similar to that. To me, it's a little more concerning because the way I learned how to shoot in that it'll disengage my ability to shoot the gun. But when we talked to the manufacturer about it, they suggested a thumbs over thumb, basically thumb over thumb knuckle grip. And we were able to shoot it just fine with that. So if you want to learn how to shoot it that way and you get the reps on it, I think you're going to be fine. Or if you're not just like dumb thumbed, I guess like we are, you're probably not going to have an issue.
Personally, though, I would like to see
I want a safety only.
A safety only feature because then it is gas pedal, but yes.
Yes. I, honestly, if this was safety only, I'd own one. 100%.
Dude, yeah.
This, at the very least, is a glove box gun, and you're crushing it as a glove box. You got that, a flashlight on it.
Yeah, because a lot of folks talk about their truck gun, and then they're Gucci'd out. I got my
I
six
crush it.
Spear
That's what I'm
LT
saying.
with
you're
my
not gonna be-
EOTech, and I got $4,000 sitting in my truck with my NRA sticker and
You're
my
not gonna be
whatnot.
sad
Like
if this goes. Like if it goes missing, it sucks. But you're not
exactly, if
gonna
somebody
be
breaks into your
heartbroken about
car and
Yeah.
steals it out of your glove
it.
box,
Throw a
you're out
magnet in the river and go get
260.
another one.
Exactly. So I think it does serve that purpose. I think it's really good too, especially when you're trying to get people into firearms.
Yeah.
This is a really good option to say like, hey, I'll take you shooting. I can show you this gun, and this is a gun you can go and buy yourself and not have your significant other
Yeah.
get pissed off that you left the gun range with more than just ammo. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a really cool gun. I do like seeing, and I'll always beat this drum about manufacturers making guns to try to get them as many hands into as many people's hands as
Oh
possible.
yeah, absolutely.
Because that's really what I think what this is geared towards, and I'll commend any manufacturer that's trying to do that.
Right.
The more people that own guns, I think the more likely we'll get to keep owning them. And then more so than that, I think it gets to the ethos of the whole point of the Second Amendment and the community that we have at large is we're trying to empower people to have the onus of their safety in their hands. You don't have to depend on anybody. This is a perfectly serviceable pistol for no money to get to do. And that's a very capable gun for no money. A full-size 9mm pistol with two 17-round mags, you're pretty safe. There's a lot of horror movies.
It's like $50 in mags. Just
No,
like,
yeah, that's
you
what I
know
mean.
what
Like, there's a lot of scary movies that end in 5 minutes because you are armed with this guy versus running around in the rain freaking out because the person's got a chainsaw. So I like the gun for it. I think for some people, you'd be really happy if you bought it. A lot of what I saw when I clicked around online and in the forums was a lot of people that were happy.
Oh, yeah. I saw
Yeah.
several ARFCOM threads, a lot of folks happy about it. I was actually surprised that in all of my research, I didn't see a single person mention anything
Complain
about the
dumb decocker thing. Yeah.
It makes you kind of think, like, is it me? Obviously, there's
it's
a lot
us.
of folks that don't have an issue with it.
It's
So
us.
apparently.
So if you guys,
it's me.
Yeah, it's me. It's fine. If you guys have any experience with this, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. I really would appreciate it. Good, bad, or ugly. We'd like to hear about it because that kind of honesty and transparency is what we're going for, and the education that we're trying to have. It's kind of the digital version of the forums. How else can they find us or talk to us?
You can find us on Discord. The link is down in the description if you like to chat. Chat us up. Flirt with us. Come in and drop memes. It's the place to do it.
You can slide into Bobby's DMs, apparently. Of course, you can find us at AR15.com because that's where we work. AR15com. Drop the dot on all of the socials.
Yeah.
Check out ARFCOM deals. Just Google that. It'll take you to the right place where this guy slaves away to bring you the best deals on the internet.
Yeah. Be careful. You might save money.
Dude, that'd be awful.
Or lose money, depending on how you
Especially
look
like
at
right
it.
now.
Yeah. Hey, it's a recession-friendly place. Or it's not all at the same time. Yeah. So if you like that type of stuff, go check it out. You can also go ahead and go to the lower portion of your screen and click the like button and subscribe. That is a good way to keep seeing this type of content and to keep it alive. And or the biggest way to support this type of content and content like that in general is to support the type of people that sponsor us because their products are the reason why we're allowed to do this and why this wonderful community continues to grow. So until then, buy guns, shoot better.
My DMs are only open to roller delayed blowback guns.